Good morning, our students. Today we are going to make a final revision on Science Grade 5. In this exercise, we will talk about the main important points in this science, okay? Question number one, complete. Number one, space is a magnetic pole which always points to the north direction of the Earth. As we studied before, that the magnet consists of two poles. One of them North Pole and another South Pole. The North Pole always points to the north direction of the Earth, and South Pole points to the south direction of the Earth. So the answer in number one is North Pole. Why? Because it is a magnetic pole which always to the north direction of the Earth. Number two, space is any area including living organisms and non-living organisms. Do you remember in lesson environmental balance that ecosystem is any area that consists of living organisms like plant, animals, and non-living organisms like soil, water, or air, and air. Okay, so the answer is ecosystem. Number three, that light travels in space lines. Do you remember in the property of light that the light travels in straight lines? And after that, there are two phenomena that happens. That number one is formation of shadow, and number two, formation of image through narrow holes. So the light travels in straight lines. Number four, space consists of a small light magnet moves freely around fixed axis. In lesson magnetism, do you remember that uses of magnet is compass, and it consists of a small light magnetic needle that can spin freely around fixed axis? And property of compass is used to identify the main four directions. So the answer is compass. Number five, mixture can be formed by space and grinding. Formation of mixture can be formed by three ways. Number one, shaking, number two, stirring, and the last one, grinding. Number six, electromagnet converts space energy into space energy. Do you remember in the lesson magnetism and electricity that the electromagnet consists of battery and coiled copper wire and bar of soft iron? And when we connect the coiled copper wire to the battery, is considered as a source of electricity, that the electric current moves through a coiled copper wire, make a bar of iron work as electromagnet or temporary magnet. So the electromagnet converts electric energy into magnetic energy. Question number two, choose. Number one, the speed of light in air is faster than in water. This is point that found in lesson number one, light. Do you remember in the light refraction that the speed in air is faster than in water, like when you're running in air is faster than when you're running in water? So the answer C, faster than in water. Number two, the white light is separated in 7 spectrum colors by using telescope, mirror, glass prism. No correct answer. The answer is glass prism. Do you remember that the white light consists of 7 spectrum colors in the light separation, and we can separate it into 7 spectrum colors by using glass prism. Number 3, the following correct colored lights are primary lights except space yellow, green, red, blue. Do you remember the primary colored light like red, green, blue, but the secondary colored light yellow, magenta, and cyan? So this point number 3, he talk about primary colored light. As we know that primary colored light, red, green, and blue, except one of them, so the yellow is the secondary colored light that consists of by mixing red with green. Number 4, when a magnet is hung freely, it will take space direction. As we said before, if we hang a magnet to be moved freely, it will take a fixed direction, north and south. So the answer, north, south direction. In food relationship between lion and deer, the lion is space, predator, prey, host, parasite. Do you remember in predation is a food relationship among living organisms, which one devours another one? And we named the devoured animal is called the prey, and the animal that devours another one is called the predator. Predator is more strong, like a lion, but a deer is very weak. We called it prey. So the lion in this food relationship is considered as predator. It chooses from column A what suits it in column B. In column A, we have 3 points. Number 1, the sun. And we have to choose in column B what suits it, the sun. Number 1, the sun converts kinetic energy into electric energy, or has 2 poles, or the main source of light. Of course, is the main source of light. So, number 1, the answer is C. Number 2, the magnet has 2 poles, so the answer B. A dynamo, do you remember a dynamo that consists of a copper coil and a magnet? And when we move a magnet inside a coil cover, it will make and produce electric current that makes the lamp lights. So it will convert kinetic energy into electric energy. What's the meaning of kinetic energy? It means the mechanical energy. Means the motion of magnet into electric energy that makes the lamp light. So the dynamo, the answer, number A. Put right or wrong. Number 1, fungi which are feeding on the dead organism bodies are called saprophytes. Do you remember saprophytism is considered as a type of food relationship? And the definition of saprophytism is a food relationship which saprophytes fungi or decomposers that feed on dead bodies or food remains. So this answer is right. Fungi which are feeding on the dead organism bodies are called saprophytes. Right. Number 2, like poles repel each other, but dislike poles attract each other. Notice that like, repel, dislike, attract. And when we approach north, if we have 2 poles, like the 2 magnets, north, south, north, south, north, north. If we approach north pole of magnet to another one, north pole, what will happen? It will repel each other. Means it doesn't attract it to each other because they are like magnetic poles. But if we have these like poles, like north, south, south, north. If we approach north pole of the magnet to the south pole of another magnet, it will attract each other. Why? Because they are dislike magnetic poles. Okay? Okay. Number 3, evaporation and filtration are ways of mixture formation. Evaporation, filtration are ways of mixture formation. As we said before, that formation of mixture can be formed by shaking, stirring, and grinding. But evaporation and filtration is considered as separation of mixture. And we have 4 ways of separation of mixture. Number 1, magnetic attraction. Number 2, evaporation. Number 3, filtration. And the last one, separating funnel. So the answer is wrong. Number 4, solute plus solvent equals solution by solubility process. This answer is right. And do you know that the solution is a mixture that is formed by dissolving solute in solvent. And the solute is a solid substance. Solvent is liquid substance like water. And the solution is mixture of dissolving solute in solvent, or is solid in liquid. And the solubility process is process which is formed or in which the solute dissolve in solvent to form a solution. So the answer is right. Right, so the scientific term. Number 1, materials that are attracted to the magnet, magnetic materials. In lesson magnetism, we know we have 2 types of materials, magnetic materials and non-magnetic materials. Magnetic materials, they are materials that attracted to the magnet, like iron, cobalt, nickel, steel. Except of these 4 examples is non-magnetic materials. Non-magnetic materials, they are materials that aren't attracted to the magnet, like chalk, plastic, leather, aluminum, copper. Number 2, a darkened area formed when light falls on an opaque object, shadow. Number 3, the materials that don't allow light to pass, of course, and opaque materials. And in this point, we have 3 types of materials: transparent, translucent, or semi-transparent and opaque material. Number 1, transparent. They are materials that allow most of light to pass, and the object behind it can be seen very clearly in full details, like air, water, sea, transparent plastic. A semi-transparent material or a translucent material, they are materials that allow some of light to pass, and the object can be seen very clearly, like a tissue paper and a frosted glass. And the last one, an opaque material. They are materials that don't allow light to pass, and the object can't be seen, like your body, carton, aluminum foil, and rocks. How to separate the following? Number 1, salt from salty water. As we said before in question, put right and wrong. Number 3, we said that separation of mixture by 4 ways. Number 1, magnetic attraction, filtration, evaporation, and last one, separating funnel. So how can I separate salt from salty water? By evaporation. Why? Because salt is a solid substance that dissolve in water. So I used to use evaporation or heating the salt, heating the water, and become and found in the bottom salt. So I used evaporation process. Okay, number 2, iron filling from sand by using magnetic attraction. Why I use magnetic attraction? Because magnetic attraction is used by magnet to separate iron filling. The iron filling is considered as magnetic materials. And sand is considered as non-magnetic materials. So I used magnetic materials by using magnet to separate the magnetic materials iron filling from a non-magnetic materials is sand. And this is the end of final revision. Thank you.